Okay, this prompt is the comparing the coverage between the men and the women in the UFC, um, which is probably the only sport that I really watch once in a while. Um, the stories, the focus of the stories between the two, I don't really see much of a difference. A lot of it depends on when the pre-fight show, on what type of interview the women or the men have. But even then, it's only on a big event that they would even um, televise the interview between them. So a lot of it depends on whether um, whatever the athlete brings up in that interview. So I don't see much of a difference there. Do they talk about the women's prowess as athletes or about their social life? Well, again, a lot of that has to do with whatever they go with in the interview. But for the most part, I think they talk about a lot about how good they are as an athlete and their past fights and the current fight at the time. Are the athletes presented as well, as far as their apparel? I think everybody pretty much wears the same in the UFC, except that the women have a top. People barely wear anything at all, both men and women. A lot of times the men, they seem to wear smaller bottoms than the women. I don't think there's much of a bias there. I think actually the men shown in a manner that highlights their athletic success, muscle strength. Well, I think the women are sometimes shown as more um, maybe emotional than the men, but it seems to be the guys that hype up their own emotions more than the women. I think the women, it seems to me, because of that they try to tone it down during the fight, well, before the fight, after the fight. I don't think there's much of a bias in the UFC. The only thing I don't like is that there's less fights of the women. You can have a card that has maybe 10 fights, and out of those 10 fights, maybe 3 of them will be women. I've always just assumed that had something to do with the amount of men versus women in the UFC. I would like to see more women fighters. I think they put up better fights than the men. How do we eliminate the bias? Well, at this point, I haven't put much thought into how you would eliminate the bias, if there's any in the UFC, other than maybe to have give more opportunities to women to have more fights, more training, bringing up more women fighters, so that there's equal or more women fighting and competing in the UFC.